Hi, Scorpio. Welcome into your reading. This is going to be for the month of October 2024. Hope everyone is doing well. Sorry it's a little late. I'm recording on October 10th. So these energies may play themselves out in the beginning of November as well. So just something to keep in mind. So you have two cards here. The first card is the card of Aletheia. This card has to do with truth. It is the Greek term for truth and honesty. You also have the card of peacock as well. And so I just think that you are being pulled into two directions. Maybe on one side of things, you want to define a situation, right? Maybe you're dealing with another person, or, you're having some type of conversation or debate or something like that. And you want a final answer, you want a final outcome, you want a result. The black and white is making me feel like you want a yes or a no. Are we doing this or are we not, right? Is this happening or is it not? Or, something like that. And in your mind, there's just no gray area. There's no meeting in the middle here with this situation. We'll see what it's talking about once we start to pull more cards. But yeah, you just want something to be defined and it like a final, put your foot down. Let's put a stamp on it. Let's, shake on it. Let's commit to this, something like that. Right. So something to think about. But then you also have the card of the peacock, and the peacock obviously comes with all of the colors. Right. And so peacock usually has to do with sociability, like being seen, being noticed, lots of communication and, being around people and exchange of ideas, things like that. But a lot of popularity comes with the peacock as well. And peacocks also are not shy, right? Like they are a little territorial. They're known also for transmutation, which you are as well. So the peacock is able to eat more when they're in their natural habitat. I want to say that the stuff that they eat, like the plants that they eat, are more of the poisonous plants, but they're able to transmute that, right? And are able to eat these types of plants. So there's something around that as well that I'm picking up here. So I don't know. It's just a matter of you want to get the truth on a situation so that way you can transmute the circumstance, right? So no more gray area. Just tell me, like, this is how I'm feeling that you're thinking, right? Like, just tell me what it is. Tell me how it's going to be. Give me a final answer, final choice, or maybe you are needing to give someone a final answer, final choice. So that way you can start to bring life and start to bring color into this situation, because unless you have this final decision here, this piece of truth that is lacking, you're not able to transmute the problem into something beautiful. You're not able to create beauty without that. So it's almost as though you're in a standstill. You cannot move forward to the next step of this situation until you get an answer, till you get some truth here. And I think that this situation is begging, is desperate for change, is desperate for movement, and, needs a fresh perspective or fresh ideas here, needs a fresh environment, even fresh scenery. Just bring the color, bring the life, bring the light back into either yourself or the situation. But it just can't happen. And I'm also feeling a little stubbornness here as well. It's like, no, like I am not going to do it until you tell me this, or I'm not going to do it until you do this thing. And this, again, could be somebody asking this of you as well, right? But I think you have so many ideas. You want to just, I don't know, like you want to break the wall down, open the door, open the window, and just experience something different, something new. You have so many desires and aspirations and, I don't know, just like creative ideas, even projects, And they're all just sort of in your head right now. Like there's not really anything happening. And that transmutation part of that the peacock talks about, I think it's here for a reason. I think in this reading in the month of October, the universe is really pushing you to actually make something happen, actually use your hands, make moves, take action, initiate this thing. But again, I think you're waiting for an answer. And I don't know. I want to say for some of you here as well that the fact that you don't have the truth, the fact that you cannot get an answer, the fact that you cannot define something is truth enough. Okay, that is enough truth. If something is not definable, let's just say, for instance, you are in a relationship or you're trying to be in a relationship and it's like, what are we? Are we together? Are we not? Right? Like you're talking to somebody, maybe you're not in a relationship, but you're talking to somebody. And so you're trying to get an answer here. But if they are reluctant to give you an answer or there's some gaslighting happening or something like that, then, you know, that's enough. That's your answer in of itself. All right. So just be careful with, you know, what it is that you are putting your energy into here. See things for what they are, right? If you have all of these ideas and hopes, let's just say for a relationship, to get something started with someone else, but it's just not happening because you cannot define what you are to this person, then take these hopes and aspirations and wishes to someone else, you know? So don't get, what I'm trying to say is also don't get like illusioned by all of these ideas. Maybe this relationship looks good on paper, right? But it's really not happening in real life. And there's a lot of reasons for that, right? Like there's a lot that goes into that. So another part of this is get out of the illusion here and see things for what they are, which is the black and the white, right? So from that perspective, yes, you are waiting for an answer, but I think the answer also is coming from you as well. Like, put yourself in your reality in the present moment, you know? Do you have this thing or not? Is this here in your life, in the 3D material world, you know, part of your life or not? And if you have done a lot of work and you have waited a long time for this situation to happen, but it's not happening, that is your answer here, right? Bring in this transmutation energy into the lack of clarity, and create the clarity for yourself, right? Like, if it's not here at this time, that means that it's a no, right? So that's definable. It's not here. That's no. That's a definition. That's clarity. That's honesty. Therefore, change your ideas, hopes, wishes, or whatever, and transmute that into creating a new reality where this thing that you've been waiting on doesn't exist. Does that make sense? I know there's probably an easier way to say that, but that is what I'm feeling. Like, a lack of clarity is clarity enough. Let's see what's in your personal energy for the month of October. Scorpio, please. October 2024. For a lot of you Scorpio risings, especially, the sun is moving through your house of your 12th house at this time. So there is a lot of like going within, subconscious, darker types of thoughts and feelings that are happening right now. Maybe your traumas are bubbling up to the surface, all of your regrets and failures in your own mind, right? Like that are coming up. There's a lot of psychological play happening here. So you need to be really careful with your thought process. And are these thoughts real or are they illusioned? Are they real or are they coming from a place of trauma? Are they real or are they actually stemming from certain experiences that you have had, right? And you are thinking that this is happening to you again. So you want to be careful with this time of year, always the month before your birthday, because this is where we usually go in. We usually get a little down, a little depressed. We reflect on the year that we just had, right? It's almost going to be our birthday. And there's a lot of like things that come up during that time. That's not just for you, for anybody, right? The month before your birthday, where your mind plays some tricks on you. And so you have to be really careful how you navigate that for whoever that is that needed to hear that. So you have the 9 of Wands that fell out and it fell reversed. It landed reversed, and you have the Hanged Man. So boundaries here. I don't shuffle with reversals. So if a reversal happens to fall, I take it as a sign. Usually with this card, when it's upright, this has to do with being protective of yourself and putting up boundaries. But it fell reversed. So this is letting me know that you are really gullible, really vulnerable at this time, very influenced. You are maybe letting other people come through and have their way with you, you know, going back to the gaslighting and even maybe a little bit of manipulation. So I think that you need to take a step back and really do some reflection on why you allow this to happen. Why have you allowed yourself to be taken advantage of, lied to, manipulated? And I am feeling that strongly. A peacock in its negative side, its low vibe, has a lot to do with manipulating, okay? So this is a trickster type of energy here coming through. And then the need for truth and clarity with the Aletheia card is just telling me that maybe you have been lied to. And I'm so sorry to say, you know, I don't want to scare anybody, but that is how I'm feeling. And in October, you're definitely going quiet. You're definitely taking a step back and seeing how you allowed this to happen and getting the truth from that. There is truth coming through, a change in perspective. And then just in general, like the need to forgive yourself. The need to forgive yourself for allowing this energy to happen. It happens to the best of us. It doesn't mean that you are less than, right? Because you allowed this person into your life or something like that. It just means that there's a lesson here to be learned. There is something to take away from this experience that you need to see so you can grow from that. Usually when we are dealing with other people, any type of relationship, whether we are born into it from a family, bloodline, soul lineage type of perspective, or, you know, as we go through life, the relationships that we create with other people, romantic or not, but any relationship that we have with another individual, another soul, is a lesson to be learned. They teach us something about ourselves. So don't take this so hard. Just see it from another perspective. See it from another view so you can learn something from this. And then forgive, because the hangman is surrender, right? The hanged man is stuck upside down. And if the hanged man were to try to get loose and be free from a moment, a circumstance where the hanged man is unable to free themselves, then the Hanged Man would be exuding a tremendous amount of energy for no reason. Therefore, this card tells us to accept it and have faith and trust in the universe, right? That this was supposed to happen. You're supposed to be in a state of pause and at this time until you break free. Eventually, the Hangman breaks free, but there should be no resistance during this time. It should be acceptance of a situation. And when things come to a standstill, if we don't see it that moment for what it is, and we don't take advantage of a standstill moment in life, we're going to miss out on learning here. Okay, because this is a time of reflection. This is a time of seeing something from a different perspective and learning something from that. So instead of resisting or being hard on yourself, clear your energy, clear your mind, take it slow, understand that nothing is happening right now. And if you feel stuck or you feel like there's no movement, understand that that's supposed to be that way right now. Things will flow again. They always do. It just may be that at this time of life, at this month, you know, you're meant to just take it slow. You're meant to not take any action. You're meant to step back and take stock of what just happened and the situation that you're in. Okay. Let's take a look at your love and relationship. Whether you are coupled or single, what is coming through for partnership, love, relationship here for the Scorpio in October 2024. Take a breather, deep breaths. The Wheel of Fortune. Change happening in your love and relationship part of life. I'm hearing someone going above and beyond. Somebody's going above and beyond here. Two of Wands. Yeah, I mean, there is choice. And, you know, that's something that we were feeling right here. The fact that you're wanting answers, you're wanting truth. So you can move forward with a process here and all of the hopes and wishes that you have for this situation. But I don't know. Like, I think that you are thinking to yourself, okay, if I go above and beyond, if I do more than what's expected, if I try harder with this person, there will be a choice, right? Like, they will make a choice. I mean, you can go that route. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I just don't know how hard you're fighting for it. Or is this the other person, right, fighting for you? I don't know who is who in this situation, but somebody here is. Somebody here is trying to turn the wheel and turn the knob to the next setting of a situation. Make a choice, make a choice, make a choice. Like somebody I just keep hearing make a choice. It's like, are we doing this circle all over again? Are we going about this all over again? Are we doing another go around? You know, look at where it ended us up before. Look at where we end up the last time. There is a lot of work and a lot of effort going in to someone making a choice here. Why does it have to be so much work is what I'm asking. Why does someone have to work so hard to get something going? like, it doesn't have to be that hard. You know, somebody is into you, you know it. The truth resonates with us differently, right? When you hear someone speak the truth, you feel that, and it allows you to know your truth in return. You also feel when someone is not being genuine, when someone is hiding something or making excuses. Like, you feel that as well, right? That's a different vibrancy. That's a different frequency. When someone is lying and holding something from us, naturally, from a frequency perspective, we can get tense, right? Or like we feel that there's a wall that comes up, right? We start to question something, you know, versus when someone is being genuine, when someone is actually telling the truth, that wall does not come up automatically the way it would when someone is lying. And it's really hard for any person to pick up on that because of pride, ego, illusion, expectations, society, how we were groomed, how we were molded, how we're supposed to think. Traumas, like so many different things go into filtering and putting veil after veil after veil. So it takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of presence. It takes a lot of, like, how can I say, like, you just being present in the moment, open to receive the conversation as they are giving it, right? The words that they're telling you, you're receiving that without the veils blocking your sight, right? In this case, your sixth sense or your senses to sense if somebody is lying or not. For whoever had to hear that as well, I just feel like whoever I'm picking up on is definitely going through a moment where they cannot see through clearly. They cannot get the truth. There's a lot of variables and things that are blocking the clarity around this situation. And if you're dealing with another person, it shouldn't be like that. If you know this person to always give you the runaround and always give you an excuse and you never get anywhere and this wheel of fortune never moves, and, you know, even when it does, like the cycle is always the same. Like at this point, it's predictable, right? At this point, you've been through this cycle so many times with this person that it's predictable. You know what's going to happen next. You know what's going to happen next. And then you know how it's going to end. And you know how it's going to start again. So someone's trying too hard. And you don't need to try this hard. The truth, you don't need to try for the truth. The truth just is. Right? If someone's telling you the truth, they're telling you the truth. You don't need to pry it out of them. If you're prying something out of them, then that is truth in of itself telling you that this person is not willing to be open. Is that there's something there. There's something wrong. Okay. Anyway, sorry about it. All right, let's go into your career and finances. Ace of Pentacles, beautiful. Definite opportunity coming through for you guys in the month of October. And when it comes to your money and the things that you want to grow and, you know, the opportunities and maybe some of these ideas and stuff, it's like, yes, like go with the stuff that makes you feel good with the Eight of Cups here. Go with the things that you can accomplish, you know. There are so many things that you have right now in your mind, like I picked up on earlier, that you have ideas, you have goals, you have aspirations, things like that. And I think when you focus on this stuff, that makes you feel really good. You love that. Stay with that. Focus on that. Be careful with the distraction here. Like, blend in the fact that you need the black and white. You need to know where you stand, right? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. With all of this vibrancy and boldness here, like, how can you transmute and how can you blend this together to create something beautiful? The ugly feelings, like when you feel ugly, when you not physically, but like just shitty, you know, like just a weird feeling inside, or maybe like figure out where that comes from. So when you feel low vibey, right? Like when you don't feel great the way you are when you're focusing on whatever it is that you're building financially and all of that, your projects and, you know, whatever it is that you're doing to be creative or whatever, like that makes you feel good, right? And maybe when you are exchanging ideas with other people, or you're online looking at DIY, or, you know, whatever, there are certain pages or channels or something like that, yes, they make you feel really good. But then there are times where you're dealing with somebody that just totally sucks the life out of you and totally brings down your vibe. Or you're on social media, you're watching things that make you feel those ways as well, right? When you start to feel like your life essence has been sucked out of you and you feel drained and you feel that low vibe energy, notice where it's coming from. What were you doing? Who were you talking to? What were you looking at? What was your entertainment? What were you listening to? What type of music were you listening to? Right? Like all these things can impact the frequency that we're resonating on. So, unfortunately, I'm not feeling too hot, too good about your love and relationship. At the same time, the Wheel of Fortune is a good energy. Okay. It can take you places. It can propel you places. It just depends on this Two of Wands and what you decide. And that's the key here. That's the key. The Wheel of Fortune can take you to the next level, regardless of what you decide. But are you going to decide what is good and high vibe for you? Or are you going to decide what is bad and low vibe for you? That's the difference. And I think that there are two different groups here. You can go and do this go around with this low energy and, just see what happens with that. Or you can do something different and do something new, do something good. I don't know. It just depends. But there is choice. All right. And we'll see if we get some more information right now that we're going to pull the 9-card spread. But I'm just really happy to see that in your finances and career, there's a lot of success and opportunity. And there's something that you have thought of that you're trying to put together, you're trying to build, that gives you a lot of confidence and hope. And, you're extremely passionate about it and it fills your heart up. And that's important, especially when we're dealing with money and work. We want to feel good while we're doing that, right? So we can attract more of it. All right, let's see what else. Let's go into a 9-card spread. We have the Sun, beautiful. So at the time that you're listening to this reading, you are being blessed and you're also getting some clarity. So that's also a good thing. 6 of Wands, accomplishment, achievement, recognition, 2 of Cups. Why is this like that? Okay. All right, so at the beginning of October, or when you're listening to this, again, like I said, there's a lot of good things coming through here. And a relationship or a partnership with someone is also a focus. It's like you want this to work. You definitely do. You want it to work, and you want to feel a sense of achievement with your partner, whether that is in your relationship or just getting recognized by your person in general. There's something around that. Like you want them to see you for who you are, see you for what you bring to the table, what you've done, how you've helped or contributed or something like that. It's like, don't you see what I do? Don't you see everything I do is for you? Or, all of these years, like all of the decisions that I've made are for us, right? Like something like that. I'm hearing that very strongly. So you want to be seen, you want to be acknowledged for what you've put into this relationship. If it's outside of relationship and love, like I said, yeah, you're getting a lot of attention right now. And some of you may feel a spark here with another person. There's some energy flow between you and them that creates something. You feel it. It flows through your body somehow, or there's like electric, like spark, like literal, like when you get shocked or something. When they're close, you can feel when they're close, whether that's in your 3D or in like some type of astral projection or something like that. But like when they're thinking of you or when they're close to you, or I don't know, when they're about to call you or something like that, like you feel it. There's a lot of like expansion here as well, like growing something, making something bigger. I'm also feeling like really bold, and like that's also the peacock energy as well, like not holding back and not hiding, being open with who you are, with what you've achieved, what you've accomplished, allowing the recognition, allowing the attention, feeling really confident and passionate and enthusiastic as well with all of this fire energy here with the 6 of Wands and the Sun. So, and then there's some truth, right? That with the Sun, there's truth coming out. So I don't know if this is you. I want to say that you start this. You speak your truth to somebody here. And it's like coming through really boldly and strong. In the middle of the month, you have Death and the 5 of Cups. Something changes. There's the transmutation as well with the Death card. It doesn't have to be low vibe. It doesn't have to be sad. I understand when something changes, you feel a sense of loss. I get that. That's inevitable. But the trick here is to focus on what you have to gain from it. Again, I'm picking up on an energy where it's like time for it to change because it's been happening for so long. And you're starting off in this, what is this? Like a stopped energy, right? Like there's no movement here with the Hanged Man, but yet the Wheel of Fortune wants to come through, and that is coming through more so in the verge of, in the place of your love and relationship. So change is happening there, which can start to accelerate the change in other places as well. It's just like, okay, like I'm out of this situation now, right? The situation that the Hanged Man is in. I am free from the ropes, I've been freed here. Now what are you going to do with it? You can go in and sulk. You can go and, be sad and all of that, which may be inevitable. But I challenge you to think about your thought process and your perspective. Even though from an emotional perspective, you are losing a cycle, a phase that you have been in for quite some time. but you're also gaining something at the same time, like simultaneously you're gaining something. So what is that, right? Like try to focus on these ideas and these colors that I'm picking up on here. Like these are your hopes. This is the stuff that makes you feel good. Focus on the stuff that makes you feel good. The stuff that doesn't, that's what you transmute. That's what you change. Four and Five of Cups. After that, you go into the Fool, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. You can't help it. I get it. You can't help but feel the loss. You can't help but feel hopeless, or helpless, like you can't do anything about it. You can't help but feel like, fuck, I destroyed this. And I'm so sorry. I'm not judging, but we do know that the Scorpio energy has a lot to do with death and rebirth and the transmutation, right? So there is always an element of what is it that you need to destroy in order to rebuild? What part of life, right? Like there's always something happening like that. Whether it's subtle, internal, mental, emotional, or on the outside physical level, what parts of life did need to go? Because the Fool is here and it's like brand new start. You have the sun coming through, igniting and presenting you with the truth here. And then death is like, okay, I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to destroy it, right? And then the Fool is that rejuvenation, the rebirth. But unfortunately, it's coming with some sadness and a feeling of loss. It's coming with a little bit of enthusiasm, but not too much. And I mean, you're also going to be feeling really stressed out as well, And I don't know, just there's a lot of mental games that you're playing on yourself right now. Just a lot of very complex energy happening, which is not unusual for a Scorpio, and I understand that. I would just say try to clear your head as much as possible. The Eight of Swords is you're ending the month in a place of like a brand new start. Yes, you're a little bit enthusiastic, but more than anything, you feel stuck. You still feel stuck. You started the month feeling stuck with the Hanged Man. You tried your best to do something about it, to see things from a different perspective, to see the best in the situation, to see where you are thriving and what you have to gain by making this huge change. So you're trying. It's not that you're not. But by the end of the month, you're back at that place of feeling trapped and like you can't make any moves. And now you're losing your optimism. Like it's worse at the end of the month than where you started at the beginning from a mental perspective and feeling like, you're just sort of victimized and you can't get anything done. I'm also feeling like some of you feel that, things just cannot go your way or something like that. It's like, why can't I just break through? Why can I get through? Why can I just need a break. Like somebody here is just wanting a break as in just a little blessing from the universe, right? Like a yes, an opportunity, like something you can work with that you can, from that point build off of. But there's a lesson here, like I said, to be learned, and maybe this will continue into November where you're trying to learn something here. Just the best advice that I can give you as someone who has constantly gone through changes in their life, death and rebirths and transmutation. I mean, we all have, but I feel like I know the process because it's happened so many times already. I could already know and expect what comes next, right? I mean, when you feel like this, it's time to just let go. The control and needing the answer, needing to define something, needing, to know. It's just like, okay, like you've done everything that you can. At this point, just let go. Let go and let God, right? The universe, source, spirit, whatever it is that you believe in, take the wheel from there. And that's okay. You can come back into control when it's time for that. Right now, it's time for complete faith and trust in the universe that it's going to take you where it needs to take you, and you will land where you need to land. Feel the emotions as you are held and tied up at this time that you cannot make moves. Use that differently. Instead of resisting and trying to make moves, take a step back and reflect and heal. Okay, heal. The pendulum will swing to the other side, at some point. You're not going to be here forever. You know that. But this doesn't have to be as bad as it seems, as bad. It's only going to be as bad as you make it out to be in your mind. Okay. All right. I know this was a little bit more of a complex reading. I hope it all works out for you. If you're interested to know more specific details about your personal situation, my email is in the description of the video. Just shoot me an email. We'll set up a one-on-one reading. Other than that, thank you so much for your time and energy. Press the like button if you got anything out of today's message. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would love to have you there. All right. Have a great month of October. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.